In 2014, Denmark produced 56% of its electricity from renewable energy sources. But the power generated from wind and solar fluctuates throughout the day due to shifting weather conditions. So the challenge is to manage the power consumption accordingly to utilize the green energy when it is available on the grid. On the island of Bornholm, the EcoGrid project was set up to test how to incentivize households to be more flexible when it comes to their power consumption. Here, Greenwave Systems partnered with IBM to deliver the solution required to manage and monitor each household's consumption in real time.
If we take a look at the EcoGrid Bornholm platform, as we call it, it's contained of almost 1,000 households, and all of the households have a smart meter so that we can monitor the power consumption in a high degree of resolution. All of the houses have home energy management system, and these energy systems is divided into Greenwave for most of the houses running with heat pump, and then we have Siemens as the other home energy management system, which only controls heat panels. Regarding the Greenwave system, and also taking into account that this is a 5-year-old system, I think it's very suitable for use for our project simply because you have access to this server when you can control a lot of houses simultaneously, which is the key interest in our project.
In the first series of tests started in 2011, the participants would individually control their homes and manually activate appliances and heating systems when the renewable power was available in the grid.
We tried to see if we could change people's behavior by sending them text messages on their cell phone saying that tonight the power will be very cheap, so go up and do your laundry, or we could say that this afternoon when you come home from work the power will be very expensive, so try to cook your dinner a little bit later. And we found out that this didn't have the impact that we wanted. And we could also see that after 2 or 3 months, then we could tell the test participants that they have saved maybe 5 or 10 Danish kroners on the power bill by being flexible for several months. That was not enough motivation for having them being flexible.
So in the second phase of the project, EcoGrid 2.0, the objective was to automate and control all the households remotely to maximize the impact on the grid. So a third-party service provider, an aggregator, was introduced to automatically control hundreds of households.
So this new project is more about how can we automate flexibility, saying that instead of each household is controlling their flexibility themselves, we introduce the term an aggregator to implement flexibility via the aggregator, so that the aggregator role will be to turn off the heat in thousands of houses simultaneously to implement flexibility on the network.
The overall results were positive for the first series of tests in Bornholm. 70% of the customers were positive about the overall project, and more importantly, the share of renewable energy being consumed by the test households went up 8.6% compared to the reference group. The EcoGrid 2.0 project continues till 2019, looking to further increase the share of renewable energy being consumed by automating households on an even larger scale.